Now, before I start using or cleaning up this mesh, let's talk a little bit more about Quad Draw, because there's some really cool modeling tools within the newer versions of Maya, and this is Maya 2016 to use. I'm going to go ahead and Control H to hide that. And now I've got a surface in here, which if I go back to our outliner menu, I can click Reptile. I can turn off that surface to get rid of the tongue and then just turn it back on with that selected. Now the reptile is the live surface. Alternatively, yeah, if you turn off R, you can click the surface to select it. Oops, it's not visible. TR off, make it not live. Select the surface, right click, and then you can do select make live, and then it'll throw it up there. There it goes. Then it'll go ahead and make it live. So either way, but I'm going to go ahead and turn R back on. So now we have a live surface. Now if I want to go over here to my modeling toolkit, which again is this little button up here, you can go into a thing called Quad Draw. So you can click Quad Draw, and right now there's nothing going on. However, as soon as I click, that'll make a dot. If I click again, I'll make another dot. So I can just sit here and click and make dots. And what I'm basically going to do after I'm done making dots is if I hold down Shift in between these, you're going to see, and then Shift and click, it'll go ahead and make topology. So again, you can just go through here and just start clicking dots, and then hold down Shift and click in between these and go ahead and make new topology. Now you see there, as I'm hovering over a polygon, Quad Draw will have different functions depending on whether or not you're on a Quad Draw mesh or you're off a Quad Draw mesh, or if you're over certain components. So it's very, very robust in a way that can be handled. But just to kind of continue, like so what we were doing with the eye in ZBrush, you can kind of click around the eye here, like so. And then I'm just going to click around the eye one more time to give us a nice concentric ring around the eye. I'm going to hold down Shift and just start clicking. You got to kind of be careful. Now again, I have that transparent material assigned to this object. And I'll click another dot here. So now we've got the corner of the eye. Now instead of going and clicking dots all around, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down the Tab key and middle mouse drag, and I'm going to just extend, well, it's not going to want to extend out. So what I'm going to do, actually, I'll do it up here. So if I hold down Tab and middle mouse on this one, it'll extend this entire edge loop. And I can do the same thing up here. So it'll just extend. I can just keep clicking and holding down Tab, and I'm middle mouse dragging, and that'll just extend out entire edge loops. Now it didn't do a great job over here. So one thing I can do is go out of topology mode. So or Quad Draw. So I'm going to hit W, and that just throws me over here in just normal Maya mode. I'm going to go into edge mode, double click this edge, and I'm going to do Edit Mesh, Extrude, and it'll just extrude these edges. And if I just click and drag, if it's a live mesh, it should just extrude out. And I can just keep doing that. I think if I hit G, yeah, if you hit G, it'll just keep doing it. So you just keep hitting G, it'll make a new extrude operation, and then it'll just snap to the surface as you extrude. So that's a really quick way. And I take it back, it's not snapping to the mesh as we go. So let's undo all that. So you've got this one. I'm going to do my hotkey for extrude. I'm going to extrude out faces this way. And then hit W to go back into move mode. I've got tweak mode on. I'm just going to grab this edge, and it's going to just automatically snap to the underlying surface. I'm going to hit G to redo an extrude and just extrude back out. Hit W. I'm in tweak mode, so I'm just going to go ahead and snap these around, and it'll snap all of those points. Now, of course, I can right-click, go into vertex mode, and start snapping these more specifically, but of course it does a weird snapping thing. So what I'm going to do is hop back into Quad Draw mode, and now it'll give me that nice snapping like so. Now you're going to see if you want to add an edge loop while you're in Quad Draw, just to get a little bit more resolution, you can control click an edge, and that'll add an edge loop, or you can under that control middle click will snap it directly to the middle of a face. So if you want to just snap it directly, it's control middle click, or you can just hold down control and left click, and it'll just add an edge loop wherever you decide. So now once you've done that, you can go ahead and move, and it moves on a component level. So if I grab a vert, it'll move and slide. If I grab an edge, it'll move and slide all those points. If I hold down control shift and middle drag, it'll actually move an entire edge loop. So that's kind of useful for moving just a bunch of points around. And you'll notice when I did that, I held down control shift. See that X? If you control shift and just click, it'll delete a component. So that deleted an entire edge loop. You can delete this entire edge loop if you want. You can delete this component. So hold down Control Shift and it'll go ahead and delete any component that it has highlighted for you. And if you want to extend, instead of just doing a whole edge loop, if you want to extend just a single edge, you can hold down Tab and just extend. You'll see that extend comes up. And again, this is just a single edge. So I'm just going to extend this edge all the way over, and eventually it'll just snap to this edge here. Now on this one, I can try Tab and middle mouse on this one, and that'll extend an edge, and it'll snap to one of these, maybe not. So it'll go ahead and extend here, and then when I go grab this vert here, I can kind of drag it, and it'll go ahead and automatically snap to that vert here. And then this one, I can go ahead and snap it down and just move it back.